Thank you very much, and good afternoon. United Nations and Interpol have had a cooperation agreement since 1997. And this was basically to establish a framework for cooperation between the parties in the field of crime prevention and criminal justice in respect of mandate implementation. It remains generally a sound legal basis for the collaboration, but did not keep pace with the development since 1997. A supplementary agreement was needed and, as we heard, has not been reached and signed in Singapore on the 11th of October. The new arrangement includes exchange of information, cooperation in relation to interim law enforcement, security support to national police, and support for development of national police and other law enforcement agencies. This means that we can undertake jointly efforts to support national police and law enforcement agencies to facilitate mandate implementation. As you are aware, UN police are mandated to perform a wide range of demanding tasks, including reforming national police institutions, training and advising, and direct executive policing in difficult post-conflict environments. The challenges we face in these complex missions require partnerships. The United Nations Department of Peacekeeping Operation and Interpol are natural partners. Cooperation has been reinforced by recognition that there is a clear link between crime and conflict and the fact that serious and organized crime is prevalent in many conflict areas. In order to meet future challenges in the area of policing, we asked member states present in Singapore to join us in another partnership to develop an action plan on international police peacekeeping. The recent New Horizon project of the Department of Peacekeeping Operations reviews current and future challenges for United Nations peacekeeping and underlines the need for partnership and for concrete steps to engage member states. The ministers attending Interpol meeting in Singapore, about 60, adopted a declaration which calls for support helping rebuild police capacities in post-conflict situations in support of United Nations peacekeeping operations, and in compliance with human rights principles in developing guidance for more professional and more effective delivery of police assistance, including by the United Nations. Better guidance will make it easier for member states to recruit, train and prepare their police officers before deploying to a UN mission. The member states of the United Nations and Interpol are key partners in the development of this guidance, and together will ultimately ensure implementation in the preparation and deployment of police in peacekeeping operations. The UN is as strong and effective as its partnership. Our efforts to become more effective and highly professional through the development of strategic doctrinal framework for international police peacekeeping depend on the commitment of member states to provide well-qualified men and women who can contribute to fulfilling our core police functions and to train them in accordance with UN standards and values. We have a real chance of making real improvements, and we are counting on member states to support us in these efforts. The outcome of this declaration can be summarized as call for member states to help rebuilding national police capacity in post-conflict situations in support of United Nations peace operations and in compliance with human rights principles. Developing guidance for more professional and more effective delivery of police assistance, including by the United Nations. And drafting an action plan that demonstrates member states' commitment and the commitment of the governments, which can create a structure for their enhanced engagement with the United Nations and contribution to guidance development and implementation. After the meeting in Singapore, I traveled to the Philippines in response to an invitation to interact with national authorities and the senior leadership of the Philippines National Police. I had very productive and fruitful meetings with the Undersecretary of the Department of the Interior and Local Government, Assistant Secretary General, and the Director of Office of the United Nations and other international organizations, to whom I conveyed our appreciation for their support and encouraged them to enhance the participation of more female police officers and specialists on critical areas of the police work. I also met the senior leadership of the Philippine National Police and the members of the selection board to discuss issues relevant to the contribution and other arrangements in a vivid interaction. I also had the opportunity to overview the conduction of the selection assistant team in Manila, a service provided to the member states to assist in the recruitment of police officers, candidates for peacekeeping operations. During my interaction with the authorities and police officers, I perceived their commitment and support, which we warmly welcome. And as you know, we launched a global effort in August this year to recruit more women into peacekeeping operations. The aim is to have member states raising the number of female officers serving in United Nations peacekeeping operations from today's 8% to 20% in 5 years. We encourage member states to establish a policy that sets a percentage of their contribution of female police officers at a minimum at the same percentage of female officers they have in the national police. And we have learned that Liberia already has taken this on board and has set this target for the national police. The long-term goal is, of course, to have 50-50. Since August, we have co-organized with Canada and Pearson Peacekeeping Training Center a roundtable on investigating sexual and gender-based violence in post-conflict societies by female officers. In September, a UN delegation of 50 UN female police officers, accompanied by their national counterparts and representatives from 20 police contributing countries, participated in an international training conference in Seattle. They reached out and promoted the work of UN policing to over 600 police women worldwide through several panel sessions and information booths. Finally, in Singapore, we had the same information booth present, staffed with former Singaporeese female peacekeepers and recently serving police officers from our mission in Timor-Leste. We had a workshop during the ministerial meeting to promote and highlight the need for member states to send us more female officers. The police officers offered their own experience on how their presence and initiative in the mission made a difference. We continue to grab every opportunity to reach out and improve our ways of recruiting female officers and encourage member states to increase the contributions. As an outcome of this effort, the government of Bangladesh has offered a female unit of formed police units, 140 female officers. They are ready to be deployed, and we are checking their readiness to see where we will deploy them. We have also information materials, the UN Police Magazine and other materials available for you in the room. And we have also a website which you are much welcome to get more details on this effort and other things going on. Thank you.
Thank you.